If you're shopping for homes and having a hard time because it's so competitive, you need to hear this. What's up? I'm Alex Brackey, and I wanted to talk today about how you can actually go about finding homes that aren't on market. This actually came up because I was talking with a client, a new client of mine. She was saying she was having a hard time finding anything she really liked because there just wasn't a lot of inventory. And I said, well, if you could send me examples of what you did like, even if these have since sold, then I could actually create some advertising and put out ads on your behalf. And she said, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And so I broke it down and I realized, hey, I think a lot of people don't realize that we actually do this sort of thing. And frankly, I think agents should do this, although I'll tell you, if there are other agents out there that do this, I'm not familiar with them, but at least not in our area. So what I mean is, when I know what somebody's looking for, and this works best when you have a specific geographic location. So in our area, Northern Virginia, if somebody's telling me that they need to be somewhere between Alexandria and Winchester, Virginia, for anybody who lives here knows that that's like a 2-hour drive with traffic, this isn't going to work really well. It works much better when somebody tells me that they are looking within a 5-mile radius of the Winchester Farm Market, a very specific location. So what we can do then is I can say, look, if she sends me some homes that she actually was interested in, again, even if they sold, I can sort of deduce that, okay, a lot of these are single family homes. They're obviously within 5 miles of the Winchester Farm Market. They all were single level living and had an acre or more. Then I literally can create an ad that I will target specifically to the area around that they're looking for, that 5-mile radius of the Winchester Farm Market. And I can dial it in specifically so that only people who live in that area see the ad. And so all of the ad dollars, right, are just funneled into that one little area so that we get the most bang for our buck. And what I do is I literally just call it out. And I say, if you are a homeowner within 5 miles of the Winchester Farm Market and you've thought about possibly selling your home, this message is for you. Boom. And so that immediately eliminates a lot of folks who that doesn't matter for, but the ones who do are going to be uniquely attracted to that ad because they literally just got called out. And so then I go in and I say, look, I'm working with, John and Jane, and they are looking for a single family home with single level living on at least an acre within 5 miles of the Winchester Farm Market. We have seen everything online that's posted in the MLS. Haven't loved a lot of the stuff that's there. And we're hoping maybe we can make a deal off market. Now, obviously, as a seller, you're thinking about selling a home, you've got pain points that I think we can solve, right? It's not fun to have 20 and 30 and 40 showings. It's not fun to have to leave your house for a weekend to allow for open houses. It's not fun to make sure that you're controlling the dogs when somebody wants to see your house on a moment's notice. It's not fun to have to stage it and repaint it and do all of those things. So why don't we just circumvent it? Why don't we just plug you directly in with somebody who's already interested in your house and willing to pay full market value for it? Now, that's a huge value add for somebody who's selling the home. It helps them avoid a lot of the annoyance and pain of selling a house. Now, the benefit to the home buyer client that we have is they don't have to compete, right? And even when they do find that one that comes on the market that is similar to what they're looking for, again, they're probably not the only ones interested there. Home gets bombarded with interested buyers. So I'd like to be able to help them circumvent all of that competition. So we do this through paid advertising. It is pretty specific how we can go about and actually laser target these ads into the right home owners. There's been a lot of success in being able to connect a buyer who wants a house with a seller who's looking for a buyer. And this becomes very effective. So that's option number one. Option number two actually is even simpler. So a lot of real estate agents forget about the fact that if you go back 1 year, 2 years, 5 years into the MLS, the MLS is the database that holds all the listings, or many of them anyway. You can go back there and say, hey, in this neighborhood that they want to live in, they want to live in Ashburn Village, or they want to live in Belmont Country Club. What are the homes that were listed in there that never sold? Believe it or not, even in a competitive market, there are homes in virtually every neighborhood that came on market in the last several years and actually never sold. So why don't we just reach out directly to those homeowners and see if they have any thoughts of still maybe trying to move on to something bigger and better? Maybe they don't, but maybe they do. And so this is an easy way to, again, plug in a client directly with a homeowner that potentially is looking to sell and hasn't even listed the home yet. Option number 3, using some of these for sale by owner sites. Now, I realize as a real estate agent, this is like sacrilegious to be talking about dealing directly with for sale by owners or something. You know, my real estate agent brethren might dislike me for this, but I am not opposed to making sure that every stone is overturned when we're looking for a home for my clients. And so I will reach out to folks that are selling their home by themselves, or, you know, like I'm thinking like militarybyowner.com. Again, these are not sites that are highly trafficked by the general public, but these are resources. You know, it's not a guarantee that we're going to find your next home on militarybyowner.com, but it's worth looking at, right? Because if we do find one there, many times my clients, they still want a handhold through the process to make sure that they're not misstepping, that they're not overlooking something that they would otherwise regret in a few years. But it's just a good resource to find other options that might be out there. So guys, those are 3 different ways that you can actually find homes that are not yet listed for sale potentially. They may not even be speaking with other real estate agents yet, and yet those options are still out there.